What if I told you that the Vatican has just released a document that could shape the future of ministry in the Catholic Church for years to come? What if a single sentence, not possible, but not definitively closed, became the center of one of the most important debates in modern Catholic life? And what if the question of women becoming deacons is not over, but also not moving forward anytime soon? Today, we're diving into the newly published report of the Vatican Commission on the female diaconate. A report that says no, but not never. Let's break down what really happened, what the Church actually said, and why this moment is far more important than many people realize. For years, the topic of women becoming deacons has been one of the most sensitive theological questions in the Catholic Church. And now, with the publication of the Petrocchi Commission's report, we finally have the most comprehensive statement to date on this issue. But here's the twist. The conclusion is clear, at least for now, but the arguments, the tensions, and the internal divisions inside the Commission reveal a story much deeper than a simple yes or no. Before we look at the implications, we need to understand the key findings. Spoiler alert, they're more complex, more nuanced, and more interesting than what headlines suggest. The main conclusion of the report is this. Based on current historical research and theological understanding, the Church cannot move toward admitting women to the diaconate understood as a degree of the sacrament of holy orders. But the report adds something remarkable. This assessment does not allow for a definitive judgment, unlike the case of priestly ordination. In other words, not now, but we cannot say never. This alone is historic. It closes the door today, but leaves it unlocked for the future. One of the biggest questions the Commission faced was historical. Did the early Church ever have women deacons? The report says yes. The Church did have women called Deaconesses. But, and this is essential, the Commission emphasizes that this role was not the sacramental diaconate that men received. According to the Commission, it was a different kind of ministry. It varied from region to region. It was not part of apostolic succession, and it was not equivalent to the sacramental diaconate conferred on men. So historically, the Church had women serving, but not in the same sacramental way we understand the diaconate today. This distinction becomes the backbone of the Commission's theological reasoning. Here's where things get even more interesting. The Commission was not united, not even close. At several moments, members were split right down the middle. Some argued that the diaconate is ad Magisterium, oriented to service, not priesthood. If that's true, they say, then women could logically be admitted. Others insisted on the unity of holy orders, deacon, priest, and bishop, as one sacrament with a single theological meaning. If the priesthood is male because Christ was male, they argue, the diaconate must remain male as well. One key theological statement about the masculinity of Christ received exactly 5 votes in favor and 5 against, a perfect split. This reveals something crucial. The Church is nowhere near a consensus. And when the Church lacks consensus on such a fundamental question, the Magisterium typically proceeds with caution. In 2022, the Commission voted on the central thesis of the report. Current historical and theological research does not allow moving toward admitting women to the diaconate as part of holy orders, although no definitive judgment can be made. The result? 7 votes in favor, 1 against, 2 abstentions. That is a strong majority, but one that still acknowledges uncertainty. This is the heart of the document. For the first time, after the Synod encouraged open contributions, the Commission received dozens of documents from laypeople and groups around the world. But here's the surprise. Only 22 groups submitted material. far too few to represent the global church. And many of these contributions didn't just request female deacons, they also asked for women priests and bishops. The Commission noted that these proposals often rely on theological views incompatible with Catholic and Orthodox tradition. This reinforced the sense that a broader ecclesial discernment will be needed, not just academic debate. Amid all the tension, there was one point of overwhelming agreement. By a vote of 9-1, the Commission strongly recommended that the Church expand ministries instituted for women, especially lay ministries of leadership, catechesis, pastoral service, and community formation. The Commission insists that the Church must recognize the baptismal diaconia of women, expand their participation in decision-making roles, and create new lay ministries where necessary. This is massive. It signals that, even without sacramental ordination, the Church sees the need to strengthen the presence and mission of women. At the end of the report, Cardinal Petrocchi describes two major schools of theology emerging. School A. The diaconate is oriented toward service, not priesthood. Therefore, the door to women remains open. School B. Holy Orders is one sacrament with 3 degrees. Allowing women to the first degree would make excluding them from priesthood unintelligible. Therefore, the door must remain closed. This is the real battle line. The future of the discussion depends on which of these theological visions gains traction in the years to come. This report does not end the debate. It clarifies the present, but leaves room for the future. It calls for humility, deeper theological study, pastoral discernment, and a renewed understanding of what the diaconate actually is. It also recognizes the immense contribution of women to the life of the Church, and calls for that contribution to be elevated, recognized, and supported. The question of women in ministry is not going away. If anything, this report ensures the conversation will become deeper, broader, and, hopefully, more united. And now I leave you with one question. Given everything we've seen, do you believe the Church should continue studying the possibility of women deacons? Or should she focus instead on expanding lay ministries? Let me know in the comments. If this video helped you understand this important moment in the life of the Church, please take a second to like this video, share it, and subscribe to the channel. You can also support this mission through YouTube's support options. The link is in the description below. Thank you for watching, and God bless.